Hi, this is Chris Keel with T&G Flooring in Denver, Colorado, but today we're not in Denver, Colorado. Today we're in New Mexico. We're at the Hotel Santa Fe and Hacienda Spa in the heart of Santa Fe, New Mexico. We've been called down here to do an iconic floor project for a great iconic property. You can see in the background the adobe architecture, and that's pretty typical here in Santa Fe. That Spanish style is pretty prominent, and as part of that you'll find a lot of Spanish tile, and that's what was here in the hotel for many, many years. But one of the things you find is that with properties like this, that Spanish tile after a while can get worn and chipped and broken and needed just simply to be updated. So the hotel wanted something that was of course beautiful, but what they wanted was also something that was going to be hard, something that was going to help hide wear and tear, and something that was going to be flat, so the issues of luggage carts going over and the bump that you get would go away. And so what does that lend itself to? Well, a great solution for that case would be an end grain wood mesquite block floor. Now when you have a commercial area that's going to take a lot of use and abuse, what you want is the floor that's going to stand up to that and not show wear and tear. Well, an end block floor is great for that for several reasons. First of all, the end grain is particularly hard, harder than a face grain would be. Second of all, the pattern on these end grain floors create this great mosaic that really hides the day-to-day wear and tear. The beauty of the end grain mesquite pattern is that it looks completely random, but in fact, it's not completely so. Here's the way it works. There's 5 different size blocks. The blocks are assembled into 1-foot square segments. The assembler takes those over to the crew installs them on the floor, using what we call keystones every couple of feet to break up the square pattern. It's done efficiently. It's still a laborious process, but it looks beautiful when it's all said and done. So, where does this mesquite wood come from? Right here in New Mexico, from Old Wood. Alright, well I'm here with my friend David Old from Old Woods in Las Vegas, New Mexico. David is the guy providing the mesquite for the project at the Hotel Santa Fe. And so I'm here to show him, take a look at some of this stuff. So David, nice to see you.
Chris, great to see you, man.
This stuff is fabulous. Tell me, what happened with the mesquite? How did this all come about?
It's a really long story and I'm supposed to be short, so I'll try and keep it down to the bare minimum. The mesquite came about because we're primarily dealing with softwoods here in New Mexico. We wanted to work with hardwoods. We're all about environmental forestry. We work with a lot of tribes and native groups. This wood, we were cutting in Texas. We had a lot of issues, some environmental issues as well as production issues. So we're getting our mesquite out of northern Mexico right now. We're working with the Yaqui Indian tribe. And it's very strictly regulated, it's environmentally regulated, and the wood is quite good quality. Mesquite's a tricky wood to work with, but the wood is quite good quality. I think you're noticing there's not a lot of cracking and checking in the blocks you're using. So that's what it is. Mesquite's it's the 8th hardest wood in the world or thereabouts on the Janka scale, and it's tough and it's beautiful and it's hard to work with, but so are you and I.
Right, absolutely right. Yeah. So you do this in end block, but you also do this in full planks as well.
We can do planks also, yeah. We typically do it in a 3/8 inch board, and the reason for that is it works great still on radiant heat.
Excellent. Yeah. And then you got a bunch of other great stuff here. You do all kinds of wall treatments, right? I mean, there's just a lot of custom stuff that we don't see. You're a wood guy, aren't you?
I am having fun with it.
Yeah,
we really are. Things like this are almost eye candy, but for example, this is Russian olive, and this is produced by the Alamo Navajo tribe. The wood is, and in terms of designs and patterns, it's just completely adjustable. We can do anything the customer wants, from small, tightly packed, flatter treatments. We've got some others we could show you. The one behind you, Chris, is really interesting. This one is hexagonal pino. And that's the first one of those that's ever been done. We did a restaurant up in Sacramento with that. It's a pine. It's from desert aquifer restoration projects on the Alamo Navajo tribe, and it's a remarkable pine floor. It is tough as nails. End
grain again, even though it's pine. End grain, really hard.
Industrial quality.
Great. Look, you're one of our best partners. I'm thrilled to be here with you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Thank you too. Thanks, Chris.
Well, the good news is the floor is all installed and it's looking terrific. The crew's now working on sanding and finishing the floor, and that's moving along pretty well too. almost done. The stain is down, the floor's been filled, we got finish down on the floor. We have one last coat of finish to put on, and that's a special finish. It's a new technology we're using. It's UV cured finish. And so this is by our partners at Aboritec, and what this is a finish that goes down, and once it dries, we run over that finish with a high intensity UV light, and that cures the floor instantly. The advantage to that is, as soon as we walk off of that floor is ready to be used in a commercial environment. All right, so now we're ready to UV cure the floor. Cody and Jose are back there, and they've got their gear on. We have our safety apparel on, and the high intensity UV light is curing that floor instantly, so it's immediately ready for use as soon as they're done. All right, David, so what do you think?
Good job, Chris.
Yeah? Looks good?
Yeah, it looks great.
Great.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Everybody's, I think, beyond pleased, don't you?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. Project's over, time to get on back to Denver, but it's great being with you here in Santa Fe.
Yeah, we're always learning. There's always, isn't it? It's a learning curve.
Right.
And that's what makes us better than most people, because we care.
I appreciate that.
I believe that sincerely. And it did come out great, and Chris is one of the best there is.
That's very kind. Thanks, buddy. It's good to see you.
Excellent.
All right, bye-bye.